Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Fussy Cut Crafts. I am Adrian. I'm trying to make sure, for some reason, everything looks really crooked. I guess it doesn't, I guess ultimately it doesn't matter that much. Okay. It's Monday here for me. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I am going to try really hard for the first time ever, record 3 whole videos in one day. Um, I'm hoping to like to keep all of them to like a half hour ish, and not much more. So I can see if I can actually post multiple videos this week. Because honestly, once I'm off on Mondays, but once I get my work week started, the idea of sitting down and like talking out loud it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. For, 15, 20, a half hour, 30 minutes. Oh, I just don't know. It's something I'm still getting used to, okay? But I'm going to try it today and I'm going to start by doing a flip through because you guys seem to really like the flip through I did a few weeks ago of some of my larger, like regular size, larger glue books, my little mini collage journals that I have here. Um, now, actually, what is this? Oh, okay. Well, that is a small one as well, but these three are by Ugly Books. And as you can see, they have different colored pages and different and colors that don't and covers that don't match the pages. I've actually got two more of these that I've finished right here, but these are basically like doodle journals that I did. So if you want me to go through these two at some point, I will. These are by Ugly Books too, but I'm going to leave those for another time if you guys want to see those, and go through these three. And this one, which is actually, I don't know if you can see the title there, it says Your Style Resource Guide. I bought a People Style Watch. You guys remember that magazine? Um, I got a People Style Watch book from Half Price Books for the fashiony pictures and all that stuff. And inside of it, there was this tiny little book filled with, you know, lists of websites and stuff like that. And so I turned this into a glue book basically. So I also go through this. I'm going to do it in order, which I think I pretty much have that um, set here. This one I did from starting in on September 1st, 2024, and I went through. Let me see, September 14th. It looks like. Yeah. Um, so I've got stickers um, on the covers here. This is a Pip Sticks vinyl sticker from a vinyl sticker book. These are, I think all of these are by Hattie Stewart, who's a English artist, and this is just her style of art. And she's got a sticker book called Doodle Bomb that's got a lot of fun stickers in it. So I put those back there. And there's another one right there. And as you see, I started off with this one also doodling, and then moved to collage. So as we go through this, we'll get more to the collage pages. Um, and I'll flip it upside down so you can see some of what I did there. Um, but I was just playing with, I got one of those. Uh, I actually have it here. Let me see if I can pull it out real quick to make circles. I got one of these. It's called a helix. I don't know if you can see that title there. But basically, this part moves around. You can, of course, use this to draw a big circle, and then there are a lot of smaller circles inside, and you put your pen or pencil in these little holes here um, to make the circle. So I was playing with that, and with stamps, I had gotten a bunch of stamp pads. Um, and yeah, here is where we start doing. I think Shakes is coming. So if you see a cat butt, that's who's walking in here. So it looks like around the 12th of last year is when I started doing doing collage in here, along with um this is Shakes right here. There you go, buddy. Along with also doing some backgrounds, coloring in some backgrounds. And these are just scraps. This is like a window from an envelope. Did I stick this in? I think I stuck this down because I had glue spillage and I wanted to way to sneeze on everything, Shakes. I wanted to cover it so the pages didn't stick together. But you see, I'm just using, I think I used neon Posca markers back here. Um, he really is just sneezing right into my microphone. Great, great job. Great job, buddy. To cover the background, and then I just put some scraps on top. Got some doodling here, packaging scraps. Weird. I cut the heads off of these bike riders. Put a cat head on one. That's a fan I found somewhere. Um, this maybe I should flip through it like this. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just flip it back and forth. This is actually from the packaging from the Helix. These rounded rulers here, some random lips. I've got her with a frog roach or something on her head. Some a plate in the background. Like I said, this is one of the things I like to do, and I really like this dress. Cut off the lady's head. I liked these outfits here. Cut off their heads. Put a totally different person's head there. I like just throwing random stuff down, and I fussy cut a cat, and this is what was left behind. And I put a couple scraps there, some lips, and this is just, I think, a flame and some rosemary from a food magazine. Again, that's packaging from the Helix, the circle maker. Some random colors. Same thing here. Now this I remember came from one of this, and actually this right here came from two of our like free local magazines, which are newsprint as opposed to like the shiny magazine pages that you usually get. Please don't knock my coffee over. Okay, thank you. Uh, Same thing here with, I cut up a picture of a fig. There's a turkey, an eye, another little glossy thing. What do you call it? A window envelope. From a window from an envelope to cover up this, which must have been sticking to stuff. I actually really like this one. And it's interesting when you go through these, an older journal you haven't gone through for a while. I like this too. I used chrome markers on this page, and the pages in the ugly books are pretty thick, but the chrome markers, and I don't know if it's just because of the brand I was using or if all chrome markers will do this. Even though these pages are basically cardstock, the the chrome markers do bleed through. You can see this here where I put it, and then back here it bled through. But again, this is just a little book to play in, have fun in. This is some random shapes that I did with my punches I had just gotten. And then that's the back cover. And then the other side, you can see I did similar things, random mark making, uh, random pictures. I cut these shapes out with another punch after I had used a Posca to color in an envelope. So I cut these out of envelopes. Same thing here, random shapes and mark making. And this is all really good for when you just want to do something, but you don't know what, and maybe you don't even fully have energy to do something, just start sticking stuff down and you will come up with some interesting stuff, including, what's left behind. And that's something I really like is putting down what's left behind after you fussy cut something. You get some interesting shapes. And one of the things I really like about these ugly books is that because you get these wildly colored pages, or you can, I think they do have notebooks that have basically white or neutral colored pages like this one. You can see the pages are just kind of a more of a neutral color, but it helps enhance whatever you put down automatically. Like even if I didn't put these little strips down that I cut up, just having her on here would have popped more because of the background paper. Same thing here. You put anything down and it's going to look a bit more striking than if it's just a white piece of paper. And this is mostly mark making, but I've got, looks like a couple of strips. This is from packaging. I do remember that. Let's see. Mark making and cut up flowers, a random leg, random face parts, tennis rackets, old tennis rackets. I like this one too. Yeah, I do like that one too. And this, it's just an arm with a bunch of bracelets, long sleeve, some rings, hand, mark making. You really can do, that's Selena Gomez, and a like a lion's head or something from, I think it was from a perfume bottle or something. The word contents I added there. Whatever this meant when I did this, September 14th, 2024. I don't know in particular what I was going through on this day, but it probably wasn't great. Same thing here. Did that on the same day, it looks like. Um, Same day. Little bit better attitude here, but still had something to say. And this is just random from packaging. This, I really loved this packaging. It's actually from the French press that I got from Amazon. I had to replace mine because the one I had was plastic and it finally cracked on the bottom after, I don't know, 6 years or something of putting boiling hot water in it. So I got a metal one, and the box was really pretty. It had all these nice gold splotches on it and different shades of yellow and pink and peach and stuff. So I ripped the box up and ripped the top layer of the plastic off, of the cardboard off, which is kind of plasticky. You can see here there's a little bit of plastic left over from me ripping it off. But yeah, I've used that in a lot of different little collages. And I've got my mark making there. And then I've got just some random collage here. And that's the end of that one. This one was second. Again, these are Hattie's. Well, wait a minute. These are Hattie Stewart. Is this Hattie Stewart too? I think this is from a graffiti sticker book that I've got that has art from a lot of different graffiti artists in it. This sticker, I do not remember where this is from. This might also be from the graffiti book. I can't remember. This is more Hattie Stewart there. This is also in September. Let's see. Okay, I started this in September. I think I did the mark making in September of last year, and then I came back in December of last year and added these tape transfers on top. I really like doing tape transfers. Maybe I'll do those on camera one day. Same thing with this mark making. Started in September of last year. Came back and added just that random sticker I found somewhere. This is another tape transfer. Person on the surfboard, I had done the mark making first and added the tape transfer over it. This I did all at once. It's kind of a 2-page spread. Again, just a lot of random pieces in there from things I had cut out, or even sometimes what I do is look at a page, and especially if I've already cut something out of it, I will just take out random bits and cut them into weird shapes, and so I can just stick them down. Another tape transfer here. I some cuts from, I think, like a blanket or something out of a catalog right there. Lots of different stuff on this page. This is from chocolate, chocolate packaging, and I think that's one of those things where I just cut out weird shapes and put them down. Lots of scraps from when I was going through a magazine and ripping stuff out. I do this. Okay, I'm starting to remember. Okay, this chicken wings. This is a DoorDash, one of those DoorDash postcards you get that has a deal, has a coupon on it. So I cut that out. Magazine scraps on this page, several of them. These are the same thing. I think this is part of what she was wearing too. That's a bracelet up there, a background that's like a table. Again, I cut somebody's face and shoulders out here. I put what was left over down there, and just added some random bits. This is one of the ones I also really like. Did I do it this way? This way? I can't remember. I can't remember which way this was oriented. This is packaging, and inside of shapes punched out of the inside of an envelope there, and a free magazine with recipes in it from one of our grocery stores. These little flowers here, and this is a shapes punched out of those magazine reply cards. So you can do a whole lot of. You really can, if you get just one magazine, you can use every bit of it and not recycle any of it. You really can use all of a magazine for your art. And one of the videos I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to do today. Try is going to be showing you other ways you can use up a full magazine besides fussy cutting or you taking pages out to use for backgrounds or using words and things like that, which are very well, I mean, yes, typical, but I don't want to make it sound bad. It's not, bad to only use a magazine that way and then recycle the rest of it if you don't want it. But like if you some of these magazines cost, and I personally have done this, which is not, if you want to treat yourself, some of these magazines, these fashion magazines will cost you 25 bucks. If you get a Vogue or an Elle or a Bazaar from England or France or something like that, that's going to run you probably 12 to 15 bucks. So if you buy something that expensive to use in your art, it's a good idea to use as much of it as possible. And you can use up a whole magazine by looking beyond the basic images and the words in the magazine. This is another thing I really like. So simple. There was just this block of pattern. I cut it into a weird shape. I cut it in half, cut that out. I may have cut a word out. That might be why that looks like that. And then this over here was just a rectangle, and I cut some semicircles out of it and put them near each other. I like the way that turned out. I like these random pages. I got a bunch of punches from eBay, I think it was, and one of the punches I wasn't really that interested in. It's a hand punch, which I don't know why. I don't know why there would be a need for that, which is probably why somebody sold it in a bunch of other punches on eBay. But I cut out a bunch of hands and just threw them around in different spots. These are this is another one I really like. These are all they are, what do you call it? Though like when you have when you punch holes and you want to, like the hole protector basically, circles are the ones with the hole in the center, and then these are just like the full circles are basically these are just office supplies that I put in random spots, and I really like the way that turned out. And I did the same thing here with the punched hole protectors. Um, these are, now with the exception of this image, what I did was try a technique where you can use stamps or stencils without using ink. So basically, what you do is put an image from a magazine over the top and take something rough like a scouring pad or a nail buffer with the rough side, and you go over it, and the pattern transfers onto the paper. And so that's what you have here. Basically, you rub off the heightened portion. The stamp will help you rub off some of the ink on the magazine page and transfer the image like that instead of using a stamp, an ink pad. Did the same thing with the office supplies there. I did the same thing with that. Now, this I know for a fact is a stamp. I remember that. And you just lay it under the, you know, magazine page and rub over it, and then the image transfers like that. This I really like. Just three ladies who are biking over more of those uh, like stamp transfer technique magazine pages, mark making, tape transfer, which I kind of messed up putting down, but that's okay. More of the stamp transfer right there, used as a background. Tape transfer. I had cut somebody's lips out, so I put the cutting that was left behind there from a magazine ad, and this is just an image of like a breakfast sandwich, which looks really good, even though I did eat. I have eaten. Um, food always looks good. This is another tape transfer. This is another bit of what was left over after cutting out somebody's mouth. You see that well? It's just legs, feet, and part of a TV. But again, the color of the page adds a lot to it. Another tape transfer over some mark making. What's really cool, as you can see from the tape transfers, is that it comes out kind of translucent, so you can put stuff under the bottom and have it and add interest to whatever it is. See, there's checks and then random eyes and a mouth mark all over some mark making. This right here. I really like both of these. Just the random images here and the mark making and this here. Let's see. Yeah, I like cutting out random patterns, and I really like cutting out mouths and eyes. So I did that there. I did the same thing here. It kind of matched the color of, this is a Posca. I did mark making with a Posca on, and this is on top of a magazine image. And this is like a makeup smudge from a fashion magazine. And we're at the end of this one. And this is just random shapes. And I used the chrome marker on the top of here to do some random mark making. And we've got more stickers back here. And then that. So let's see. This one might be the thickest of the three, and I think it's because there is all there's all collage on every page in here. This one I hadn't remembered that this one I started this year. I didn't realize I worked on it that recently. Um, and I don't even know. Oh, this is washi tape that I just stuck down to both covers. This red part here is packaging, like one of the overlays of a hardcover book I got from Half Price Books. This is washi tape here instead of chrome marker over mark making. Same thing there. Magazine pages, and you can see this here. I don't know why I do it when I do the other. Sometimes when I do the back page, I don't know why I've been doing it upside down like that. I don't know why I flip the book over sometimes. From a Vogue cover, mark making. Now that I'm flipping through this, I do remember doing this year. I really like this page. I liked it when I first did it, and I still really like it. Upside down background image of a city. This woman from an ad and a couple of random scraps to add some more color to it. Again, random scrap there. This is another one I really like because I put this over, like I didn't cut it um, to get it over the, what do you call this? The gutter here in the book. It's one piece. So I didn't quite glue it down well enough. So it's a little bit wrinkly, but that's okay. Cut out random circles without using a circle cutter. Left a little bit of the page out here. That's a couch that I cut out of a magazine. These are all random shapes. This, of course, says Louis Vuitton, but I mixed it up. I cut it each word in half and mixed up the order. That's part of a map in the center, and then a little background of some leaves. I really like what you can come up with when you just don't think too hard about what you're putting down, where, what the color, whether or not the colors match, whether or not the patterns match. I think you will always come up with something interesting. Oops, need to put that down a little bit better probably. I wonder what glue I used on this book. The one thing about putting scraps like this down is you definitely need something to glue on, because you will get glue all over the place, and yet, as you can see, this is coming up here, not in enough places somehow. When you have these weird, like relatively small, thin scraps like that. Covered part of her face up. I really also love covering up people's eyes just to add interest and a little bit of mystery to the image. I love this. I did this as a 2-page spread. Got a little bit of Batman action going on there. I think I showed you guys, I may have showed you guys this book before. These are acrylic skins. This is my first attempt at acrylic skins, and I did not do them that well. I'm definitely going to have to practice at this. But these are actually the underside of the skins, because I was hoping I'd be able to use, is it parchment paper? I think I might have used parchment paper. And I think I was hoping that it would be waxy enough or whatever for me to peel it off, but it was not. But it worked out just fine because I liked the underside pattern better than the pattern that was on top. So I just stuck these down top down. And I've got some more, like some thinner ones here, along with some, is this tissue paper? No, it's wax paper. That's what it was. It was wax paper. Some wax paper here with some spray inks on it and things that I really like. And I cut out a bunch of faces, and these are the shapes that were left behind. And at least 3 of them are right here on this page. I really like this and this. And now that I'm going through it, I do remember working on these this year. These are actually makeup sponges, I think, that were covered in, like eyeshadow sponges that were covered in the eyeshadow in a magazine that I used for background. I like the way these turned out. Random background images, random circles I cut out, and these tiny little ladies that I put down. And let's see. Yeah. Again, love this. Covered the eyes with some random patterns that I found in a magazine. Background image. And I think this model was actually in this ad for Versace, and some random bits. And then we have this page. I can't believe I didn't put any stickers here. But let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and you've got an interesting image here. And you don't need that many even. Let me see. Yeah, like this is one, this strip and this strip are both from the same magazine cover. And then it just has some mark making on this colored paper, and you've got a weird, interesting image. So you don't have to do a lot when you're feeling low energy. Maybe you haven't done anything arty in a while, and you're like, I need to get back in there, but you don't have a lot of energy. This is 1, 2, 3 technically, because these are both from the same image. So this is only 3 pieces. Same with this. Actually, this might just, I think this is just 2 different images I cut up. So those are my mini. The ugly books. And now I've got this one left. This is a tape transfer on the cover. It actually shows up better in the camera. You can see her face better in the camera, I think. But that's a tape transfer that I did from a magazine. And again, I'm just putting down random bits and bobs all over the places. Got Whitney Houston here. This is, I think this, I'm pretty sure the silver stuff is from a pack of Polaroid film. Um, and that's one of those things where you can't, it's just going to sit in the landfill somewhere because it can't be recycled as far as I know. There's certainly no recycling symbol on it. So why not use it? It adds some interest to any collage you're going to do. You know, and you can even, if you sew, you can turn it into a ruffle or just do random stitching through it. It's Debbie Harry there. And this is a lipstick, a lip gloss drip or something. Covered the eyes there, did some mark making, random strips, Chrissy Hind, Farrah Fawcett, random bit of jewelry here, or jewels here. Lupita Nyong'o covered her eyes up. And there's that. I mean, look at that. I think that's really cool. And it's a good way to use something that normally would just be sitting in the trash. And that's, haven't finished this book yet. That's as far as I've gone in this one. Maybe I'll finish this up, try to finish this up this week in a video or something. But those are my mini glue books, my mini collage books. Like I said, this video hopefully will go up today on Monday, and I'm going to really try hard to film at least 2 more videos. I might I might try to do one without talking and just put music just put music over the top so I can have a little bit of a conversation break because like I told you guys in the video I think I did last week, I don't talk this much ever. So this is like a real stretch for me. I'm going to have to heat my coffee back up, I think. Definitely have to heat my coffee back up. Give myself a little bit of a break here and then get back to it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope everybody has had a great start to their week. And be sure to do all the liking and subscribing and check out the other videos on my channel for more inspiration and chatty times. And I will see you later. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye.